Project C10 done. Actually, I'll take that back. Matt got Project C10 done. We're going to take a cruise in it. We're going to talk about a couple things and some of the little quirks we learned about the sniper system, and maybe this might help other people out. So here we go.
All right, everybody. Here with Randall in the square body. I think it's about an 85, 86 square body Silverado. Finished up putting the Holley Sniper EFI system on it.
With Hyperspark.
With Hyperspark, so it controls both fuel and timing. Everything went straight forward. Most of it was plug and play. Most of the time was routing all the wires and hoses and whatnot. Ran into a few issues towards the end with idle, but once we dialed in the AFR and the ignition timing at idle, we got it worked out. She sounds good.
Cold start's easy.
Oh, cold start straight up.
Yeah.
Very responsive, so let's take her for a drive.
See what it goes. Howdy ho. I was actually pretty impressed with it, actually. Like, when you laid it all out there and stuff, I mean, we did the Hyperspark, so it does give you the ability to adjust your timing electronically, and it keeps it a little more true. You don't have to do the Hyperspark with the CDI.
Yeah.
You can just go straight up with the actual throttle body injection system that they provide in the AFR setting. If you want to not to spend that money right away, you can always come back later on and add that Hyperspark in.
This customer wants to use this as a daily driver, so we recommended the Hyperspark just so it has a little bit more control. It's constantly changing the ignition timing in AFR depending on the circumstances. So it's just like your late model vehicle. It's constantly tuning itself depending on temperature, load, atmospheric pressure, etc., etc.
Yeah, coolant temperature, intake temperature.
Yeah. So
the only thing it doesn't monitor right now is the mile per hour, because it's still mechanical.
Yes, it's still through the TH400 for the speedometer.
Yeah.
But later on, the customer has looked at adding Holley makes a digital gauge package that will plug right into this system, and it'll get everything it needs from the system, plus the speedometer on, I believe, is GPS, so it won't need a cable or anything.
You know, one thing you told me also I liked is that the fact is it has controllers on the system, where if you want electric fans
yeah.
or your AC system.
Yeah, later on, if you add AC, we can hook the AC relay up to it, so it'll bump the RPMs when the compressor kicks in, so that it doesn't bog the motor down.
Yeah.
So basically, I mean, it'll be just like a late model vehicle.
Sorry.
Just fell over, yeah. Things I didn't like about this system, which are very few, it comes with a boatload of cables and cable link. So that's just, I guess, nature of the beast. It's a universal kit, so you never know how long you're going to need your cables and everything. So we had to lengthen and shorten quite a few cables to get everything in there nice and neat. And the second thing that I disliked was getting that idle tuned in.
Yeah, well, it's kind of strange, and you had the ignition set up pretty well, ignition timing. But I guess whereas using the CDI box, it's a little more crisp, a little more precise. So we actually were able to have less timing at idle than normal. And Matt fought that for probably a good solid day. The reason why he fought that was it was just floating the idle up and down. It was fighting the IAC system.
Yeah. And at first we thought it might be like a EMI issue with the magnetic interference, but turns out it was more or less just bringing the AFR and the ignition timing in to where it wanted to idle for me. And that's about it. Right now, I mean, it's idling a little low right now. I wish it was idling a little higher. I'm watching my battery volts. They're a little bit low. The bad thing about this system is once it drops silver, and you can even get them in a gold color to kind of look like the old anodized look on the Holleys. So just a lot of options that go along with this kit. I'll definitely be.
I think it came with about, is it safe to say, 90% of all the little stuff that he needs. There was a couple fittings here and there.
A couple fittings, and I forgot about this truck had a mechanical fuel pump, so I had to get a block-off plate for the engine. That's not big, but I'd say outside of the kit, fittings, different odds and ends, stuff like that, we maybe spend another $100.
Yeah.
On stuff.
That's kind of high reserve, baby.
Well, yeah, and that's what you'll run into too with this being a universal kit. This truck also had an HEI on it, so I didn't have a coil wire. I needed a coil wire, so
yeah,
it was pretty much just more cost effective just to buy a whole new set of plug wires so they all match and everything, just for aesthetics and the peace of mind that you got new plug wires. So we put a brand new set of 8.5mm plug wires on the thing. Yeah. That round
I'm glad we're talking about different nuances. We did have to change the intake manifold to a square bore, right?
Well, this thing will go on a square bore or a spread bore intake. This truck still had the factory cast iron 200-pound square bore intake. Well,
Quadrajet was on this thing still.
Was on this thing too, yes. And it actually ran good with the Quadrajet.
Yeah, surprisingly.
But once I got the truck in and seen that it had the factory intake, I got with the customer. We picked up Edelbrock, stuck with square bore. It's still dual plane. Just off idle to 5500 intake, nothing crazy. Just looks a lot better, probably runs a lot better, a heck of a lot lighter. I just figured while we were in there, we might as well do it while we had everything apart. The customer's all for it. That's about it, man. I can't think of anything else. I mean, the truck cruises along. I mean, I would jump in this thing and drive to Bristol right now. No problem. I'd possibly even take it to the beach right now. No problem.
It rides nice. It rides real nice.
Yeah, I'd take it at night. I wouldn't take it during the day. This thing makes during the day inside with no AC. In James.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm looking forward to working with this customer more. Looking forward to more projects on this truck. It's already a very nice platform. I think there's a lot of things we can do to this truck to make it even nicer.
Yeah.
But
Put some gears in it, man.
gears, it definitely needs gears.
God needs some gears.
But if anybody out there is old carbureted vehicle and they wanted converted to EFI, come holler at us.
Yeah.
Hook you right up. This Holley Sniper EFI system. No problem at all.
Oh, I'm sure somebody's going to say, hey, what about dyno numbers? The customer wasn't really interested in that because really this is just a good stock 350. Nothing too crazy. But, you know, what's the system handle up to? 650?
650 horses. So
Yeah.
this system, that's a good point. This system is still good for if he wants to upgrade. If he can put a whole nother engine in this thing. He can go Stroker, he can go anything.
Yeah.
He can even go big block if he wanted to. And this system will still
Take care of it.
up to 650 horses.
Yeah, we just take the stripper out, pull the
Yeah,
throttle
that's
system
true.
off.
If he were to go big block, he'd have to change the stripper.
Yeah.
But if he were to go mild to hot, small block,
Oh, yeah.
he's good to go.
Hell yeah.
This thing, boosted applications, nitrous, it'll work with all of that.
Now, if you want to get crazy and put an LS on it, we can go cool pack on it. Will it allow cool pack? I don't think it will. I think it
I don't know, I have to check on that.
Yeah.
But you can also go with the distributor on the LS. They do make that timing.
Timing trigger?
Timing cover.
Yeah.
Put a front mount distributor.
I remember.
But I would think you'd be able to put a pull-on plug
you're going to get out of it? Reliability, drivability, easy cold start. I mean, you ain't got to sit there and freaking mess with a damn mechanical choke or a little electric choke on your carburetor anymore.
Yeah.
You can literally just...
I mean, literally, with installation price a little more than a few grand, then you got a very reliable vehicle.
Yeah.
Year round, no matter where you take it, altitude, anywhere.
Yep, it's the best. Best bang for the buck.
Yep.
And we were talking, you can get this in a 2-barrel application too.
Yes.
So if you're not worried about that big 4-barrel look, they do make a 2-barrel application. Still gives you the same reliability, smooth riding, good ergonomics and everything else for your vehicle. So it's from mile to mile.
So I mean, say you have a mid-60s Mustang that's a very nice restoration, and it's got the 2-barrel inline 6 on it. You can throw that 2300 kit on there, and like we said, we can route the wires where nobody knows the difference as long as that air cleaner's on. Nobody knows that it doesn't have the original carburetor.
Yep. Cool. We're going to drive around some more, make sure everything's been shake and bake.